welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to show you my quick signature glam, what I do when I don't know what to do with my makeup. As you can tell, it's pretty warm tone, very bronzed, very highlighted, and very me. So if you want to see how I do that, then please keep on watching. Okay, so as usual, I am going to start off with my eyes. And I'm using the MAC Select Cover Up in NC35 as an eyeshadow primer. And what I've heard is that this concealer will be discontinued. Why? Why would you do that, MAC? This is not a nice thing to do, especially because it's my fave. But yeah, I need to find another one. Of course, there is the MAC Pro Longwear. That's also a good one. So yeah. Just gotta find something that can replace this baby. And of course, I am going to set my eyes using some translucent powder. And for eyeshadow, I'm just gonna keep it simple, and I'm going to use the shade Morocco by Anastasia. And as you can tell, this is my favorite. This is the color I use like 9 out of 10 times. And before I'm going to do that, I'm going to apply a little bit of that soft peach just to give me a little bit of a transition shade. And I'm going to use my beloved Sigma E40 brush. So I'm just like applying this almost on my entire crease. And this is really my signature look. I don't do a lot. I just use warm tones. And I try to use as less eyeshadow as possible because sometimes I just do not feel like applying eyeshadow. But then when I don't have eyeshadow on, I'm like, I'm missing something. That's about enough. And with that same brush, I am taking Morocco and I'm applying it a little bit lower. And that's actually it. That was quick, right? Nah, I'm not finished yet. Just a few more steps, but not too much. To highlight my brow bone, I am using the So Hollywood highlighter by Anastasia. And I am using a MAC 242 brush. And I used a little bit of that Smashbox primer water just to make the highlight a little bit extra vibrant and so that it will stick to my eyes. And as you can tell, there is like a line between my eyeshadow and my highlighter. So what I'm going to do is going back in with the Sigma E40 and making sure that that line will disappear because that is not a pretty look. And for my eyelid, I'm going in with this color called Bellini. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's like a very soft nude shade. It has a little bit of glitter in it, but not too much. And I'm using that same MAC 242 brush, and I am going to apply that onto my eyelid. And no joke, you guys, that was it for the eyes. This is what I do all the time when I don't know what to do with my makeup. This is my go-to signature look, and it's time for eyeliner. For eyeliner, I'm going to use one of my favorites. This is the Catrice Liquid Liner Matte in the shade 1. Then it's time for lashes, and I'm using a Flutter Lashes in Intoxicating. And when I do eyeliner, I always use the Huda Beauty Lash Glue. I think this is one of the most amazing lash glues out there. It stays on, you don't have to wait until it's dry. Well, wait for like 5 seconds, but not 30 seconds, just like the Duo Glue. And nice thing about this one is when you have to clean your lashes, you can just pull it off and it comes off in one time. It's just one dried up lash glue and you just put it off and you're good to go. So that's why I like it. Okay, let's do this. Adding a little bit of mascara just so that my own lashes will be attached to the false lashes. And yes, I never do mascara first. I always do lashes first and then a mascara because I think it's easier to do it that way. Sometimes when I do my mascara first, my lashes are pretty long, so they're like very curled, and it's difficult, like more difficult for me to put on my lashes. So that's why I do what I do. And then I'm just pushing them against my lashes. I think I will be doing a lash video, like false lash video, because I found a method that like really works. It's easy and you don't have to be afraid that sometimes when you're at a party, your lashes just come off. And that's not a nice thing. So I think I will be making a video about that. What do you think? To prime, I'm going to use this Becca Backlight Priming Filter in Original? I don't know, it doesn't have a shade, but the original one. And I'm applying this all over my face just to give me a nice glowy face. That's glowy, right? And to make my pores a little bit less visible, I'm going to use the Benefit Professional. And when you are using two primers, make sure you apply the Benefit Professional on top of your first one, because you really want to pat this product into your skin. And of course, some priming water by Smashbox. You don't have to do this. Don't talk and do this. But I like it. And for foundation, I am going in with my beloved Too Faced. For this way, I'm going to use the shade Sand, and maybe I'm going to mix it with a little bit of caramel. I am pretty light right now, so I just have to see if I can wear this color on its own or if I have to mix it. Oh no, I don't want to use a beauty blender. I'm sorry. That was a fail. I like to apply my foundation first with this brush. This is my favorite foundation brush, the Sigma F84. I have it for like, I don't know, 5 years. And it just gives me a little bit more coverage than if I would use a beauty blender. So I am going to use this first, and then I'm going over it with my beauty blender. And for concealer, of course, I'm going in with the Soft Matte Concealer by NARS. And I'm using my beauty blender to blend it all out. To contour, I'm going to use this Fenty Beauty contouring stick in Truffle. A little bit on my nose. That's not a little bit, that's actually a lot. And I'm going to blend it out with my favorite brush of all time, the Real Techniques contouring brush. And the reason why I'm always doing like contouring first and then highlighting my under eyes is because if the contour is not blended enough or if it looks a little bit messy, you can always fix it with the highlighter. So, you know, just make it easy because we all mess up sometimes, right? At least I do. I don't have a brush to do my nose, so I'm just going to use my beauty blender. I don't know if I can do that, but we'll try. Of course I have it, it's upstairs, but to be honest, I'm just too lazy to cut it. This will do. It's almost gone, but that's fine because I'm going over it with Light Boost by MAC. And this is what I always use to highlight my face. Maybe I used a little bit too much, but oh well. Okay, so if you used too much like I did, no worries. You can always go over it with that brush, the contouring brush, just to, you know, make it a little bit less highlighted. Before I'm going to set my under eyes, I'm going in with these iconic illuminating drops, and I am going wild. I don't know why I made 2 circles. Doesn't make sense at all. Just gonna blend it out with my beauty blender. Like, I don't know who invented liquid highlighter, but you are my god. I will forever ever love you. I mean, look at this. It's a bit too much. I don't know what I have today. Like, everything I apply is too much. It's all over the place. I mean, I love to be highlighted, but I don't like to be greasy, so I'm just going over it with my foundation brush just to make me a little bit less looking like a glazed donut. To set the under eyes, I am going to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder and the new MAC 240S brush, which is perfect for the under eyes. And be careful, do not apply this on top of your liquid highlighter. That is just a waste of your product. But this is also the reason why I always apply liquid highlighter before my under eyes, because a liquid on top of powder, especially with illuminators, nah, I wouldn't do that. It's not pretty at all. Then it's time to go over the liquid highlighter with a powder one. I'm using the Morphe M51 and, of course, So Hollywood. What's new? And I try to pat the highlighter over it, because if I go like this, it's not going to be blended at all because my face is pretty wet because of the liquid one. So I'm just pressing the highlighter on top of it. And then once I have a generous amount of powder, I can go in like this. Does that make sense? For now, we're done with the face and we're moving on to the eyes. And I'm taking that same shade, the Moroccan shade by Anastasia, and applying a little bit under my lower lash line. And of course, some feline in my waterline. Last but not least, some mascara, and we are done with the eyes. Let's blend this out before I forget. Yep. Now it's time to set the rest of the face, and I'm going to use Medium Golden Skin Finish by MAC. And I am not applying this all over my face, just where I contoured with the stick and a little bit around my nose area, but like a tiny amount, because I do not like a lot of like setting powder on my face. I like it to be a little bit more dewy than matte. A matte look doesn't look good on me, and I don't like the way it looks. But then again, I don't have oily skin. I have a normal to oily skin, so it's only around the T-zones. So I am pretty lucky and I don't need to set my entire face. What I do need to set is my cream contour, and for this I am going to use my beloved Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to use the color that I always use, the middle one, which is called Shadow. And I'm going to use my Morphe M530 brush to do so. And to bronze my face, I am going to use Gold Deposit by MAC. And I know this is a highlighter, but I use it as a bronzer. Why? Because I like it and because I can. You can use a less shimmery bronzer, but I like this. And for those of you who know me, I'm not really a blush type of girl, but because my face is pretty warm, like bronze and warm tones, I like to, you know, have a little bit of color. And then I'm going in with NARS Orgasm. Just on the apples. I know some people cannot live without blush, and I don't really care. I could not live without bronzer. Then it's time to cook. And I'm also gonna do that a little bit on the sides of my nose. Just a tiny amount. While that's cooking, let's do some lips, and I'm going to use my Eeny Meeny Spice lip liner and a naturally transformed lipstick. By the way, if you hear people talking, I am filming in the garage again, and the kitchen is like right behind it, so if you hear someone, it's my dad or it's my mom. And I'm going to fill in my lips with this lip liner. There are a lot of people who hate this color because it kind of looks like baby poop, but I like it. That sounds pretty weird, but I don't know. And you could leave it the way it is. Well, of course, the lips, not the face. But because I am really a glossy person, I am going over it with some lip gloss. This is also by MAC, like the tube, the clear one, which stays on like for a good couple of hours. So that's what we're going to do. Do I have a lip brush? No, I do not have that. So just going to use my hands. There we go. Now it's time to wipe this away. I'm gonna do this with my beauty blender. It's better. Just because the beauty blender is still wet and it's going to absorb the powder a little bit more. And that's about it. So yeah, guys, that was actually a very easy and quick tutorial, right? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching my signature glam look. Let me know in the comments below what your signature look is. Maybe it's similar to mine, who knows? Let me know. I would love to know. If you are new to my channel and you want to see more videos, then please hit the subscribe button, and I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up, but only if you liked it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.